I'm not seeing anything on anything just yet. Of course, I just logged out. Why did I do that? And I'm looking. Here we go. Let's see. Are we here? Live. It's interesting. It says how to add a spring bunny wreath attachment, but I'm going to play with this just for a little bit and see what happens. So bear with me just 1 second, because I can go in and edit the title momentarily. But I got to figure out how to do all this stuff. So thank you for joining me for this quick test. Okay, so I'm looking to see if this works. So YouTube subscribers, if you were there, can you guys give me a quick shout out? Leave some comments. Let me see what's going on. I am currently looking to see if this is working. I am, and it looks like it is. So I'm super, super excited because I want to start making some videos strictly for YouTube viewers. So what I'm going to show you how to do today is how to create a bow with a horizontal pattern like this and still keep the integrity of the pattern. Because normally when people are trying to keep words or patterns, sometimes they get one loop turned over, one side, they just don't match. So I'm going to show you how you can work this. And this only works with a horizontal pattern. It doesn't work with a vertical pattern. A vertical pattern is going to be something a little bit different. So I'll get to that tutorial, but this one is strictly for horizontal bows in which you want to keep the pattern consistent. So we're going to make a quick bow using the Bow Dabra. And it's kind of interesting because I don't see comments. So if you guys can leave a comment, it helps me to see what's going on. And I'm trying to figure out how I view comments on YouTube, which is going to be interesting. So let's go ahead and get started on the bow part. So I'm using a bunch of ribbon that I have from Sam's to make a super adorable, cute bow. With 2.5 inch and a half, and then I have another pattern that is like the daisies, and then we're doing a yellow, blue, white, and a natural tone. Still not seeing comments, which is interesting because I'm wondering why can I not view comments? Even though I have it open in my app. I'm going to have to look that one up. How do I view comments on YouTube? So if you guys are saying hi, welcome. I'll kind of figure that one out. This is a first for me. So we're just going to go ahead and create this bow. We are using also a Swiss dot on a natural with a lace trim. This is from Crinkle Designs. And then also just a satin blue with a slight pattern to it. And this is from Burton & Burton. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I am going to start with my 2.5 inch ribbon. I'm going to dovetail this one first, which is just bringing the wired edges together. We're going to cut from the folded side down to the wired point. Okay. We are going to measure out. Let's see if I can get this back just a bit because you can't see where this is at. So give me just 1 second. I'm going to move the camera back so we can actually see this image. So what I want is so that you guys can actually see the 1.5 inch line And it's kind of interesting because I'm still not seeing it. Hold on just 1 second. There you go. Now you can. Okay, so we want to measure from here to the center. We're going to gather and we're going to twist. And I'm going to go ahead and slide this into my bow dabra. I'm going to do an up and around, and I'm going to twist, and right where I twist is going to go right inside my bow dabra. I'm going to bring this to the 10-inch line. Make sure that my lines here line up here. So then when I stretch this out, I want to make sure that this loop size is at the 5.5-inch line, which is right there. We're going to do that on the other side. Twist, place it on the inside, line this up, stretch it out. We're good there. And then we're going to bring this back to 10 inches. We're going to cut this off. We are going to dovetail the end again on this side. And that one's in. So we're doing a 6-ribbon bow. I really wish I could see your guys' comments. I'm wondering if this is going to be interesting because I want to figure out how the heck do I get all this other stuff off the side. Okay, we're just going to keep going. So we are going to take, here's our horizontal pattern. We're going to dovetail the end on this one. Just like so. This time we're going to measure 9.5 inches in, and that's where we're going to gather. Okay, and so we want the pattern of the bikes to all be the tires facing me. So right when I do this, and you notice the minute that I try to make my loop and come back, it is upside down. So we're going to go ahead and just put that in there right now. And we're going to go ahead and make our 5-inch loop, because this will put this upside down. I'm going to show you how simple it is to correct that. Okay, but we need to make sure this is at 5 inches, which it is. And then all you're going to do is just twist this back around. We're just going to take the loop, right side the loop. And so now, when I bring this up and around, twist this back in, measure this at 5 inches. We're a little on the heavy side, and then back out to 9.5 inches. The pattern of our bikes remains the same. So you don't have to do anything different. You don't have to cut it, which I've seen some people do, which is just, ugh. I wouldn't want to be the customer trying to fluff that ribbon, and as they go to pull, they pull the two sections apart. So there's that one. And then I'm going to look. I think I want to put this pretty pattern on the top. So let's decide what order the rest of them are going to go. Thinking I might want to do the green, then the blue. I think I might want it to look like that, because I want to keep the natural away from the natural here. So I think we're going to do that. So we're going to go ahead and do the green, 1.5 inches. We're going to dovetail the ends. And we're going to measure this one out to 9 inches. We're going to gather in. We're going to twist. Place this on the inside. We're going to go up and around. And this one we want at 4.5 inches. Right there. Up and around. Measuring 4.5 inches. Just making sure this lines up right about here. And then we're going to take that back out to 9 inches. And there we go on that one. There's that, there's that. And this one's back in its holder. So I find that if you get Sam's ribbon just to practice making bows on, it's affordable. You don't have to worry about making mistakes because your ribbon is really inexpensive rather than trying to take very expensive ribbon. I think we're going this one next. So we're going to dovetail the ends again. This one, the loop's going to be, or the tail length is going to be 8.5 inches. We're going to gather in. We're going to twist. And we want this one the same. So this one's also going to be 4.5 inches for the loop length. And we're just going to stretch this out just like so. I put fingers in the both loops and then just pull because we've already measured the bottom green and white plaid. Do this one. And then I can just make the slightest little adjustments right in here. But I still need to line it up so that when I stretch this one out, I could be right at 8.5 inches. And then all these spools so far are all 50-yard spools with the exception of the fancy one with the lace ends. That's only a 10-yard spool. And this one doesn't really say 50 yards. So it's just on a much smaller roll. So we're going to take this blue satin, dovetail the end. We are going to measure this one at 8 inches. But on this one, we're only doing 4-inch loops. So we need to line up our bodabra again. So just kind of guesstimate, line it up, stretch it out, and see how close you are. The more you do this, you start to become accustomed to roughly what is 4.5 inches. Or 4 inches, sorry. And then back out to our 8 inches again, right in the middle. And then we have one more to go. Put this one back, and then we have this beautiful Swiss dot with the lace. So we can still dovetail this one because it just makes it look super pretty. And this one is going to only be 7.5 inches with a 3.5 inch loop. So up and over, twist that one down. Let's measure 3.5. And then we'll go 3.5 on the other side. Right about there. And then back out to 7.5. Dovetail the end. And this one, we are going to fluff for like an all-purpose bow. So let me grab a pipe cleaner for this. I'm just going to use a beige one. As a pickup, I'm going to compress down and squeeze. I'm going to go up and over, twisting at the bottom. Okay, just like that. I'm going to grab my fluff board. Right about here. And this is a 24-inch by 24-inch by 1-inch thick piece of pre-cut lumber. I just put some really fancy laminate on the top to make it look pretty, which is a great way to display your bows for pictures. I'm going to take the 1.5-inch C-hook and I'm going to place this right in that C-hook, and then that just keeps my bow from moving around. I'm going to go over to this side and I'm going to take the tail and move the tail to the left and the loop to the right. On the tail is to the right. This way you're kind of like staggering those all the way down. Now as we bring our next one down, we're going to go opposite. So we're bringing our tail to the right and our loop to the left. Go back over to the other side. We're bringing our tail and our loop. So you see what's happening. We have loops alternating with the tail colors alternating all the way around. Now we're going to follow the flower print with the green and white plaid. Do it on the other side. And we're going to follow this with the blue here. Oop. Nope, we wanted to go opposite. It's going back in the same direction. Okay. Bring that out. There we go. And now we're taking the blue and we're following the green plaid. So we're going here. And then here, and you can go ahead and make adjustments to your ribbons if you need to. And then with the fancy plaid Swiss dot, we're going back with the yellows. And I can already tell this one needs to get adjusted just a smidge. Okay, so now I have all of my tails where I want them, all of my loops where I want them. This is completely flat. And to fluff, you're just going to pick the top loops up. Do the same on the opposite side. This is where we're putting some life into this. And now we're going with, here's my green plaid. I'm going to put the yellow in between. Green plaid on the outside. We're just lifting those. Here's my green plaid. And my blue. And I'm just ignoring the tails right now. And then we're going to open up the bottoms. Just here. And here. And I'm going to do the same down here. And the one here. Okay, now you can just kind of manipulate your bow so it looks the way that you want it, the look to be, you know, however you want your ribbons colors to be displayed. And then from here, to put that curve back in, you're just going to use your fingers like curling ribbon, and you're just going to curl them so that they'll follow your bow all the way around your wreath. Do it on this side. It's a little harder to see the bottom ones because it's sitting on a flat board, but then you can go ahead and just display all your colors the way you want to see them. There we go. Just like so. And I'm going to turn this slightly so you can see that our bike pattern is going the same direction on both sides. And so when you go to place that on your wreath, you want to make sure how it's going to be displayed. If this is like a vertical on a side, you can have it going top to bottom. You can spin it around the other way and have it the tires facing to the right. You can, if we're doing loop side, you can make it to where this is the side that's seen by your client. It's entirely up to you. You as the designer decide how you want that to be displayed and how pretty you want to make your bow. But that is how you keep the integrity of your design using a horizontal pattern and keeping your horizontal pattern the same all the way through. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, And thank you guys for joining me.